currently holding that top spot. 34 points, Grand Canyon close behind, 29.5, and then Abilene Christian, 29 points. Not a lot of space separates. It's very early, but definitely a big 10-point boost would help one of these teams for sure.
There's the gun. Got the staggered start, 4 on the outside, 5 on the inside, 6 on the inside for all 10 of our teams. Looks like GCU is coming out flying out in front. They will hold that top spot. Southern Utah University coming in second, but here comes, I think that is Abilene Christian. It is Stephen F. Austin actually into that third slot. So we've got our top 3 right now.
Seattle U, Stephen F. Austin, Utah Valley take that 1, 2, 3 back after the first lap.
UVU's towards the back right now, but anything can happen in the DMR. This will be big points for GCU if they can come into the top 3 and UVU finish in the back. That will catapult them into first to end day 1. UVU's looking to pick up some points here and stick into that first spot. It is Grand Canyon University in Southern Utah with Stephen F. Austin right behind them. They go 1, 2, 3 right now as we are in the first leg in the 1200 portion of this DMR. Once again, it is 1200 meters, and then they run a 400, and then an 800, and then a 1600. As Brian Martinez from GCU out front, he unfortunately failed to qualify for the 800 final earlier. He's running the 1200 leg of this event here. He's doing a great job so far for GCU.
Kyle, when you look at strategy for some of these events and you talk to head coaches about placing athletes, how much of an emphasis is placed on the distance medley relay and strategizing of when to put these athletes in certain events so that come relay time, they have a little bit fresh legs and are well rested in order to be able to put their best foot forward?
It's big, but it's also not the most important thing. You want to definitely put your best athletes in a 4x4, but the DMR, it really depends on where you're standing at the time. Say like your top 800 guy has heavy competition from another team. You might not want to put him in this event. As they come on to the bell lap for this, you might not want to put them into these top events, because GCU has fallen way back, just because you want to keep them rested for tomorrow. So want to make sure that they can go out and win tomorrow. You hope that with the team that you were able to put together can put some performances up to score you some points, but winning this, it is a confidence booster and it's a trend center. You really want it, but it's not the most important thing at the event. Some teams it is you need the points. Some teams you want to make sure that you rest those athletes for later events. As we start the 400 here.
On the handoff, Seattle U in first, but UT Arlington challenging heavy for that second. Mavericks would like to sweep both the men's and women's medley relay today, with Southern Utah coming in third as they're being heavily challenged by Stephen F. Austin.
This will be big for Seattle U to pick this one up as they're running well still in this 400 meter. That was a great opening leg from them. 3 minutes, 3 seconds to start. 3:03 as well from UT Arlington. Tarleton State 3:04. Stephen F. Austin 3:05 for those opening legs. Here we come to the next handoff, and this one's a janky one too.
Seattle U still remaining in that top spot. UT Arlington in second, but it's Southern Utah looking to close the gap and pull. It's Tarleton. Tarleton looking to close that gap and come into third, and they do. They do pass UTA on the stretch.
This is the 800-meter leg. They will be doing 4 laps around. That's the completion of the first lap. Seattle U still has about a 8 to 10 meter, maybe 12 meter gap on the rest of this field here.
Stephen F. Austin holding on to that 4th spot, and then Southern Utah before Abilene Christian looking to challenge that gap and Grand Canyon as well. So Seattle U has built itself a nice little cushion, but UT Arlington really coming on strong here, along with Tarleton as well.
Looks like UT Arlington is really closing that gap on Seattle U. I think they passed them right here on this backstretch. Seattle U may have gone out a little too quick and is locked up. You know, we have some gaps here and some placements, but all of them are about 10 to 15 meters. There's a lot of racing still left with this 1,600 meter. A lot can happen. You can see anyone coming out of nowhere to win if you can run a fast time. One of the fun things about the DMR is the most important thing is the 1,600. You could be 20 seconds back and win the whole thing if you have a fast 1,600 meter runner compared to everyone else. So
we did see that with Utah Valley. They were up front, and then that 1600 part came, and UT Arlington just came and absolutely crushed it. Ended up putting a 6-second gap between her and the second place Utah Valley. So here we go. The Mavs have built themselves a lead. Seattle U, SFA.
It's a 154 from UT Arlington. That's a very fast time for a DMR. 156 from Stephen F. Austin. 158 from Seattle U. Got some blazing fast times here. We will see what happens in this 1600. They're going out pretty darn quick, especially that chase pack. UT Arlington's doing the same thing they did here on the women's side. See if they can hold on, though, or if Abilene Christian, or excuse me, Stephen F. Austin can close that. We've got a 4-pack chase pack going on right now.
It is UT Arlington looking to separate itself even more because that 4-pack, like you had just mentioned, is coming on strong. I wouldn't even count out Abilene Christian in that 5 spot, but it's tough when you're Tarleton looking to pass on the outside, running that extra couple meters. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it adds up, especially when you factor in the distance of this. And for UTA, it's just all about holding on and continuing to separate yourself as we have some runners pull ahead here.
We are seeing our groups kind of separate a little bit more now. I wouldn't say UTA's opened the gap up, but those top 4 are still right there, but the rest of the pack is kind of spread out. It's fun to see 4 people or 4 groups in this chase pack as they try to hunt down UTA. Still a tight and competitive race. And a lot of points could go a lot of different ways here. GCU and UVU are hanging on the back. Sitting in 7th and 8th, so they both looking like they will score points, but 2 and 1 respectively won't really do anything for them. Abilene Christian, I believe they're sitting in 5th right now. That's Abilene Christian is in 6th, right in front of GCU and being hunted down. They're currently 3rd on the men's standings, so GCU, they could jump GCU here depending on where both teams finish. But if they stay like this, GCU will stay about half a point ahead of them. You see though, GCU's chasing them down as the gap between UTA and 2nd Southern Utah has closed significantly.
Tarleton.
Excuse me, that's Tarleton. And that has closed significantly. Seattle U is right there as well, as we've got about 400 left. I believe it's 600 left.
Tarleton looking to pass UTA on the straightaway. UTA is hanging on, and Seattle U looking to also make a move there along the straightaway. Doesn't seem like Tarleton can do it right on this bend, but maybe on the straightaway here is when he'll make a move, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do.
Incredible run from Tarleton so far. Seattle U is looking to follow him and go around right before the bend, and he does. A little bit of hand movement there, a little bit of pushing, but those two are looking to break off from UTA. They're already opening up a gap. GCU is closing down on these 4th and 5th spots to see if he can catch them. Coming into 4th here would be great for them for the team points. Is right now Tarleton and Seattle U in 1 and 2, UTA in 3rd. Seattle U surging forward, taking the lead. This is an incredible run from Seattle U. They look to make big performances to both the women's and the men's side.
Yeah, Seattle U.
GCU does surge into fourth, and he is rolling right now. I doubt he will be able to catch UTA, but that is a great run from GCU to try to confirm their fourth place finish. As it will be Seattle U in first, Tarleton in second, UTA in third, GCU in fourth, Southern Utah fifth, CMF Austin sixth, Utah Valley seventh, Abilene Christian in eighth. A 4:09 1600 from Seattle U. That is an incredibly fast time as they win it here and secure all 10 points. 4:10 from Tarleton as well. 4:10 from Grand Canyon. 4:11 from Utah Valley. Some very, very fast times in that 1600.
Yeah, so as we round out day one of the 2023 Men's and Women's Indoor Track and Field Championship, on the men's side, Utah Valley leads with 34 points. Grand Canyon chasing 29.5, and Abilene Christian in third, 29. Women